We're going live. All right. It says we're live. So, welcome. Live from the crossroads of America. A talk show about guns, politics, or anything else that crosses my mind. Answer questions from the audience, either in the chat or by email to rickslifeasiseeit@gmail.com or spotted@gmail.com. I got a Patreon page, PayPal, all the other good stuff. All the info's down below there. All right, let's see. We got a bit of a crowd already in the chat. First in was G23, then John Brown Productions, Jerry Parker, Patriot in the Dark. Now, how do you pronounce that? Mac Joe? MKJO? How would you pronounce that? All right. So far, that's in the chat. I can see. Let's call it. Let me introduce my panel. I've got Jason Stewart.
Good afternoon, Rick. Hello, everybody out there. Good to see everyone.
Then we got the one and only New York outcast, Debbie Downer. How you doing?
Hey. I was doing good. Hope everybody's doing well. Thanks for joining us out there.
Yeah. Well, appreciate you being here. So, I'm waiting for other people to come in, but I got a few things to talk about, but life in general, I don't know. It's been pretty good, really. My muscles are hurting in my leg because I'm doing more and more with that hip. I actually even though I got the cane behind me, I'm not actually using it. I'm carrying it. That's just around the house. I'm walking without the cane. But I don't really. Is it? I wouldn't. Yes, it's walking, but I walk like I'm hoping it get better because it's not sort of walking. It's more like a water
hobbling.
Yeah, it's sort of but I can and there's no pain in either hip. You know what I'm saying by doing it, but it's take off and walk normal. Like if I use the cane, I can walk perfectly, no problem, because I put it down. And I don't use a lot of weight on it. I just use it there as a sort of like a walking stick. If you were walking through the country type thing. So I guess it's all in the head.
Yeah. Muscle memory too, and trying to retrain your body, I guess.
Yeah, but I've been using a cane for years. So if I wasn't sitting in my scooter, I was using a cane. I've been using a cane, for 5-6 years now. So I've got used to it. I said walking around the house here without it was kind of, even though I was sort of hobbling or wobbling or waddling, whatever you want to call it, it still put a smile to my face that I could do it.
There you go.
So Grim 90 has joined us in the chat. Raphael's here. So they're all coming. And the one and only, the man himself, Patriot in the Dark's in the chat here. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. How you doing, Rick?
Not too bad.
Weather's wonderful day.
Weather's been good. Meant to get the rain this afternoon and tomorrow. We're meant to get 2 inches of rain in the next 24 hours. And my county's in a flood watch. So
I made a conscious effort that I'm not going to wear a coat the rest of the year. It snows.
All right. Yeah.
At least I said that. I don't know if it's going to work or not. But
so my creek more likely will be running full blast in the next couple of days. Mitchell Creek. So there we go. I have to go. I'll be able to walk along it this summer. It'll be great. Go check out the Bigfoot. It's going to be great.
I saw a good Bigfoot show today, Rick.
No, you did?
I think it's a series called Mysteries of the Unexplained. It's got William Shatner as the host.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they had a Bigfoot episode. It was pretty good.
Okay, I have to look at that.
You got Hulu? I watched it on Hulu. It's from the History Channel.
Okay, all right, yeah. Yeah, I can get the History Channel. I got so many. I got so many streaming services. I don't even know why I have regular TV, to be honest with you.
It's Mysteries of the Unexplained, or it's something unexplained, something like that.
Yeah. But I said, as I was telling you guys the other day, I subscribe to a channel called howtohunt.com. And that's all he does is read out letters from people who write in about their experiences with no judgment. You know, which I can find it interesting, some of the stories you hear. But anyway, my topic today, Mr. Potato Head. I think that is so funny. Now, from what I can understand, unless I misunderstood, was the company that makes it, I can't think of their name right off the top of my head, said they were going to do away with Mr. Potato Head, but they've had so much pressure, they've changed, they flipped back and said, no, we're going to keep it. So I don't know which one's true. So that's what
did a potato complain or something?
A lot of
what's the problem with it?
There's a lot of complaints against changing it on social media.
Rob, it's because it was Mr. Potato Head, which they found offensive. It wasn't Mrs., which there is a Mrs. Potato Head, but it wasn't gender neutral Potato Head for their mind. So they were just going to change his name to just flat Potato Head.
Yeah. And I heard
this is getting ridiculous.
Not to.
It's past ridiculous.
Yeah. But then again, we got our own real potato head sitting in the White House.
As we live and breathe, these are the days of our lives.
Yeah. I mean, you heard the latest, right? That the VP is doing all the foreign policy, talking to all the foreign leaders. That's meant to be his job. But, of course, we all know he is not mentally capable of doing it.
It didn't stop Dick Cheney either.
Yeah, so there we go. That's what's going to happen. They've even had to open another border place to store all these immigrants that they're allowing into the country.
One thing on that, we'll circle back to that. I'm no fan of the current regime or anything, but if you got to make a decision, you got to do what you got to do. I might be a little bit more confident with her talking to foreign leaders than him.
Well, you got a point there. At least she's got all her facilities.
Yeah, and maybe they'll tell her what's going on instead of her telling them. But who knows what kind of hell Biden could unleash just gaffing and saying the wrong thing. He could run his mouth and start a holy war or something.
Oh, absolutely. And what I think too, you notice how the House want to take away him being the only one to their nuclear codes. They didn't even try that with Trump.
Yeah, well, there is only one commander in chief, and I don't see him being able to do that. But it signals their fear. You know what I mean? So it just shows you the man is at the least incompetent for the position.
Yeah, that's where I was going. Their fear and what he can do, because they know that the most beloved, the most voted in beloved president of all time, they're worried about him. Even their own party are worried about him. On those 180 odd million true and trusted votes. You know, I don't know if we're allowed to talk about it still on YouTube or not, or get kicked off. I don't give a shit. You know, I still say it was.
They might be worried about his puppet master as well. So
yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, they all know it was stolen, and we'll just leave it at that. You know? Yeah, as Raphael says, Mr. Coffee might be going next.
Don't give him no ideas.
Yeah. So, all right.
You see, that's bullshit. If it's a problem, somebody should make a Mrs. Coffee. And then if you got an issue with Mr., buy the Mrs. I don't see what the issue is. Like, this is so, this is
everything's got to
so
be
dumb. Like,
hey, anybody in here anybody in the chat from Virginia? Why the hell is that school district are not going to read Dr. Seuss books anymore? Because he was a racist, or Dr. Seuss is racist. What kind of shit is that? How can you know? I mean, when I was a kid reading those books, I guess I mean I haven't read one I haven't read one for 40 years. You know what I'm saying? I mean, am I going to find racist overtones if I read one now as an adult?
Are they going to block all Disney as well?
They don't want you. They don't want the children having any harmless enjoyment. They don't want the children to deviate from their brainwashing and have independent thought.
That's what it all comes.
They must tell the children everything that you see and look at is wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong. Follow our new way.
That's right.
That's as simple as, regardless, or you know how small it is and ridiculous it is. It's like I heard the saying today in a video, and it's true in this too. Everything has to start somewhere. You know, they built the Great Wall of China, started with one brick. You know, so they got to start somewhere, and it's not about you or me. They know you or me and laugh in their face about Mr. Potato Head, but they'll drill it in.
It wasn't a tough guy that carried 2 bricks.
Yeah, you're right, and you know they're gonna, as you said, brainwash them, and they're gonna keep brainwashing them that you know your parents are wrong, we are right. You know, so oh yeah, I can see it coming. They're in other words, they are teaching our children to be sheep. You know, just do what we say. That's all. I mean, that's what they're doing, and that's what's happening. And it's absolutely. I never thought I'd see it in my lifetime in this country. I find it absolutely disgusting, really. But hey, I do what I got to do. I'm not wearing my. Where was I? I was in. I went to the dollar store again. I didn't have my mask on, and I heard somebody in there go, "Look, he ain't got his mask on." You know, I didn't answer him or look at him or do anything. I just kept on doing what I wanted to do. I said, "Fuck him," you know. So I mean, that's like this. I mean, why get the vaccine and you still have to wear the mask? It doesn't make sense to me. Tell me what am I missing here? If you get the vaccine, why do you still have to wear the mask?
Well, you're being distracted trying to figure out the BS, man.
I guess what they're thinking is, even though you can't catch it, you might be able to still give it. I don't know. Please, anybody know?
I believe nobody knows. We just know it's all propaganda. Not that the whole thing's propaganda, but they sure push it that way. Even when the days get better and the people get healthier, boy, they're not going to want to give up these masks. They're not going to want to give up these mandates and control. So they'll come up with whatever. There'll be new strands, version 2.0, anything they could do to keep this power.
Oh, absolutely. Once the people gave them the power They ain't going to give it back. No way.
At this point, it's kind of madness because they go back and forth, or one way or another way. So trying to, waste your time and understand it, in my opinion, is ridiculous because it's like trying to understand a crazy person. It's just, it's a waste of time. I think it's all mainly bullshit, a distraction. The way they handled the whole deal, it had political uses, it's had financial uses. It's been, kind of a power shift. There's a lot of businesses out. It's not really. I don't think it's about COVID. At this point, it's not. So, so really trying to understand why you should wear 2 masks, or how it's okay to sit down and eat, but if you walk to the bathroom, you got to wear a mask right by the same table as everybody's sitting down and eating, and it's fine. Like, COVID doesn't sit at the table with you. I mean, all this stuff is just bullshit, man. So I don't know. To me, it's not saying that there isn't some bit of a sickness out there, but the level that it was put to us, obviously, this is old news. It's not what it was. So it's not the way they put it. So all this is a distraction and more crap, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, I believe they made it bigger than it was because it was all about making the president look bad, which they tried to do. And I guess it was successful because he is no longer a president. The most beloved 80+ million voters Biden.
Well, remember when this started? Oh, go ahead, Moss.
I was just going to say that the thing is with the mask, you're going to have an easier time to find the people that don't, follow along because they don't have masks on. It's easier to pick out people that don't think the way you do. So regardless of the mask work or not, that's not the point. It's the point that, anybody that has a free will and can think for themselves that doesn't wear a mask is easier to pick out of the crowd that is just moving along or whatever. So with the kids and stuff,
so what are you saying? Wear the mask, the disguise that you don't believe in wearing a mask?
No, I would never say something like that. No, it's just when I see kids that they come in the house or they're outside and they still wear it because they've been forced to wear it all day and they think that, the sky is going to fall. I know that, probably whoever's listening out there, if you have kids, you're explaining, your views on things like that. And so, whatever you do, regardless of whatever the kids are learning, make sure that you're have a bigger portion in that than allowing some, some stranger, some other person that has different views than you do. So I know Rob's not letting, the school, direct and, morally his kids, he's got a bigger say than, some school teacher. And I just think that's the biggest point.
Yeah.
So, that's with kids, because I deal with dumb kids all the time. So
yeah.
That's why I'm in and out.
DJ Play Nice goes, Patriot in the Dark, profiling people who wear masks. Damn.
Yeah. That's, who's gonna, anybody that doesn't have an issue with it, or screw it, it's, they know best and wear it. If there is no, when you're walking down the street and you're by yourself and you're wearing a mask, that's kind of saying, look at me, I'm an idiot, or I'm really scared, or I believe everything they tell me. Could possibly, that's just an opinion, but if I'm out by the thing, my neighbors, they freak out. I walk around like I'm a crazy person. Of course I am, so I guess it's fitting, but I don't know. You just have to think for yourself. That's the American principles, the founding principles of America. Just think for your damn self and don't just.
It's not. Is we depend on the government to tell us when to go to take a shit.
That is not a founding principle.
Not how I was raised.
But that's the way it is, though. It might not be a founding principle.
No,
that's the way it is.
You let it. That's if you let it. If you let somebody else raise your kids or raise you because you don't have a brain in the head.
People said that's the way they want it.
Hey, and what that's why everybody that listens that don't think that have to do their own damn part. That's one of the things. I know I get this kind of a sidetrack. I don't, tell me to stop if not. But that whole my thing where I always say be positive and stuff. It's not that be positive like the idiot cashier that all that script stuff. That's not what I mean. Him saying that you can be negative because as long as you're moving. That's kind of what I'm talking about. Be positive, because if you're standing still, you're going backwards. You ain't doing shit. You're just there. You have to be moving. You have to be active in whatever you're doing. If you want to be the guy that sits on the couch eating Cheetos, hey, that's fine. But it's up to you to do your part. You have a circle of people that you talk with all the time. You have people that are involved with you. If you're a boss or if you're a coworker or whatever, there's all people that you talk with all the time. And if you sit and just allow, stupid stuff to go, and then they just believe it because you didn't do your part, then, whose real fault is it? Besides the morons that believe stuff. But anyway. That's why I always say make it an outstanding day or make it a good day. I don't ever say have a good day, because you're standing still. You're waiting for somebody else to give you a good day. So when I say make it a good day, that's leaving it on you to keep moving.
All right. Hey, Sean Connery's in the house in the chat there. I ain't seen him in a long time. I don't do the morning chat thing anymore. I just got away from it. The what?
The corgis? Doesn't he have corgis or something?
No, he has the little Yorkshire
Yorkies.
Oh, okay. Don't mind me. I'm just a blind guy.
Yeah, yeah. I just don't. I gotta wait. It's my own fault. I need to get back into it. I stepped away because I was, getting overloaded with what was happening and going down. I'm getting tired, and I just wanted to break. Like now, today's Saturday. Tomorrow I don't even watch any news on a Sunday, and I just don't want to listen to it anymore. It's so depressing. So I try to stay away from it. So there we go. Oh, Sean said he's about to have a third litter of Yorkies. I thought you were going to get the goddamn dog fixed. So, anyway, what else was I going to talk about? There was something else I wanted to mention. Oh, yeah. So, any of you been watching any of the speeches from the CPAC? Because Trump's meant to be talking tomorrow.
No, I haven't seen any.
No, but the people there, a majority of them are saying that Trump is still the leader of the party, but a lot of them are leaning towards the governor of Florida to be the nominee for 2024. DeSantis, is that his name?
DeSantis?
Yeah, that's what they're leaning towards.
It is the MAGA party.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean. He really did form it into that. You know what I mean. You're either the old time establishment or you're the MAGA party. It just needs to grow. You've seen how quick the established Republicans turned on him.
Hell yeah.
And then you saw what few MAGA politicians stuck with him. So, more power to him, man. More power to him. This is 2021, and our government's basically in control by senior citizens that
By
haven't adapted to the change in times or technology. All they've adapted to is the money in their pocket.
Yeah, we got a senile president and a goddamn alcoholic for the Speaker of the House. I mean, that's what's leading this country. Jesus Christ. You know?
Politics of the world is constantly evolving. This planet is not just the United States of America. We need better leadership all the way around.
Oh, yeah, we do.
Even the young people we got, I have no faith in them because they're still part of the old establishment.
Yeah. But, I mean, like us, I mean, most of us all got together here because we like firearms, right? I think this is, I think we're the only country in the world that has the Second Amendment.
The problem is we're losing the long-term game that they're playing here. I just mentioned, America needs a new crop and a young crop. The problem is the new young crop coming up, they think Mr. Potato Head's racist.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Their minds have been polluted, you know what I mean, since birth around here. So the future, you know what I mean, looks grim. So we need any kind of old-fashioned values, any common sense, any Americanism to stay alive. And I think the only chance you get with that's the MAGA party.
But is there enough to sway it? What I'm saying is, the way things are, do you think the MAGA party, think the Democrats will ever be moved out of control now?
Well, I think 77 million people voted for Trump, and it didn't have anything to do with an R behind his name. Trump could have been an independent, and he would have got the votes both times that he got.
Oh, yeah, I agree with you. But the way they, made it advantage for them to win. Are they going to keep? I mean, because right now they're putting together some bill to make this voting by mail more, legal all over the United States. And because some states changed the rules to make it work. They're coming up with some federal thing to make it all work.
See, it could be used against them. And I think the Republicans now still don't want to do anything with Trump because they're smart enough to know as ridiculous and far left-wing the current people are in Washington, they're just going to run themselves out of office. The people are going to get so fed up with the ridiculousness from them that the Republicans got a good shot next election. So, they don't need Trump. You know what I mean? They figure the Democrats will just, fall apart on themselves, and they'll be there to, stand in the shadows waiting to get it all. They don't need any help. They don't want any help. They think they got it.
Also, I noticed that that I don't know if she's the new chief of Capitol Police. She was saying that they're keeping, they want to keep the fence and stuff around the Capitol because they've heard rumors that something's going to happen at the what the hell's the
it's called a kitty gate, I think.
The speech, the big speech the president does every year.
State of
the Union address. There's been a threat that something's going to happen on that day. So they want to keep up everything. They want to keep that wall up to keep us out, but tear down the wall down there on the southern border. Just doesn't. I mean, they want that fence around the Capitol because it works, but the fence down south doesn't work. Doesn't make fucking. That's hypocritical. So hypocritical.
It's immoral. Fences and walls are immoral.
It just makes me so goddamn mad. Sean's right. Step one in all of this involves removing Mitch McConnell. He is more of a hindrance than a help, unfortunately.
Well, I just see it as, when did you ever believe the capital of the United States, Washington, D.C., would be surrounded with steel gates, fence, and barbed wire and troops in the time of supposed peace. We're not at war on our land with, Russia or somebody. We're supposed to be at times of peace. It's an election that has questions about it, and now the people in charge have the place locked up tight as the Kremlin.
So to me,
this is not freedom. It's not America.
It makes me think that they are guilty. They are guilty, so they're trying to protect what they've done
and protect themselves when they make their next move.
Yeah. So we got to. I'm hoping Trump needs to. I mean, Trump is still got a hell of a following right now. I don't know how. I mean, yes, because of what he's done, but is that going to fade over time because he's not getting out there, like on Twitter or Instagram and stuff like that? Is it going to fade over the next few years?
Guess that'd be up to him and his actions.
Yeah, I guess so.
It'd be nice if he had his own like CNN show and his own Twitter and Facebook.
Yeah, because right now, I mean, mainstream media doesn't even mention him on anything. Only that he was. I mean, even the other day, that goddamn senile old man was talking about the vaccines, and right. He even said that we were left with total chaos on this.
But the whole thing, the MAGA party, America First Party, has yes, it has something to do with Donald Trump, but he's not that party. It's us, the people out that is that think that America should be first and not last, or whatever other kind of garbage they're trying to throw.
Yeah, I mean,
so it doesn't have anything to do with. I mean, he could retire and sit.
We've made him the face of it right now.
Doesn't matter. A face is a face. The movement is not the head. What is the lady's name there? The governor of Dakota, South or North.
She is a
between her and DeSantis there, whatever. They have the motion. They're not old faces. They're not McConnell. They're not freaking Mitt. They're none of those wishy-washy, garbage people that just, we're gonna play with, play the game between, they got the control. We're gonna nibble, mess with stuff instead of saying, hey, that's not what we think. We're not gonna even entertain that shit. You have to have, that backing of the people, and that's who has the control right now. Well,
yeah, but anyway,
of the party, and push out those other soft ones, and it's up to you to do that shit in your state. I've already.
Yeah, and that governor in Dakota there, my sexism's coming out here. She's goddamn hot. But
who is it? What's her name?
Is it Noem? Noem? Is it North Dakota?
No.
I think she's the governor of North Dakota. I think it's North Dakota. I mean, she is. I mean, she's smart too. And, King.
Yeah, you have to check her out. Because, what's that?
Kingpin out in the chat said, Rush died, but radio didn't stop working.
Nope. And there's 80 million people that listen to that every week, or 27, give or take. Yeah, if you want to, sit back and forget about it and complain, that's one thing. But there's enough people that hopefully, I don't know. Obviously, I listen to a lot of stuff, but the motion of this, everything is just progressing so fast. It's not like, it's that slow burn or anything. Everybody can see it, even retarded kids that, I said the R word. My daughter will be mad. Anyway, but, the things are happening so fast, you're not going to have something just kind of trickle in and take over, so people can actually notice, oh, hey, wait a minute, there are fences around the Capitol. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I haven't seen the fences around the Capitol. I think it's photoshopped.
Her name is Christy Nome. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Yeah, I just looked it up. It was South Dakota. North Dakota was some dude.
Yeah,
South Dakota. Yeah, I got the Dakota wrong. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I got to look at her. I approve.
Yeah. So, but they interviewed her the other day, and I listened to it, and she's pretty. She got a smart head on her shoulders there. But she said they asked her, would she run, for president? And she goes, no, because she says she plans on, because I think her term is up in 2022, and she said she was going to run again for governor. So. Yeah, you're right, Kingpin. Kingpin says Joe Biden is the fall guy. He will ram everything in as fast as he can. Then they will stab him in the front. Oh yeah, absolutely. He is. We've all said that he's the fall guy. He's going to be gone before the end of the year. We're going to have a new president. Which is the vice president steps up to take that place.
That's why they got the fences in there, just to keep them in there and people out so they don't see him eating Play-Doh.
Well, yeah, and they don't want to see. And in case he gets away, he can't wander off down through the streets of Washington. Kissing little kids. So.
What gets overlooked in all this with the regime takeover and everything is where's the justice for the shit that like Hunter Biden's done? You know what I mean? Where's the justice for the people that were in with Jeffrey Epstein? You know what I mean? All that's gone away, and it's disgusting, really.
Well, yeah. Another thing too is even this thing going on with Cuomo, the governor of New York, right? I think at the very worst, all that's going to happen to him is he might have to resign from being governor. That's it. Nothing criminal is going to happen to him whatsoever. If they didn't put any criminal charges against goddamn Hillary, they're not going to put criminal charges against anybody else. So. And I think Hillary done a hell of a lot worse. Yeah.
Well, if they could just remove that governor in New York, it is some kind of justice. It may not be the justice for your loved ones lost to his incompetence, but depends on who you replace him with, though. Be careful of that. But
I want to replace him with Rob.
There you go.
The New York outcast, governor of New York. He'll get them all into.
Yeah, I'll show those sons of guns.
Get the schools running back in order. Law and order.
He'll allow big gulps again, but you have to eat salads though in place of them. I don't know. I keep an eye on that guy.
I'd be loved.
Loved
and hated.
Did you see that the Attorney General of New York put that thing into the Supreme Court that to dismiss the that gun what's the word? The case that's coming up before him. I think it goes into conference with them next month to see whether they're going to take it or not. Was it Rifle Association against the city of New York or the state of New York about carry permits in the state, how they're discriminate against people? None of you saw that or read that or heard that?
No. What exactly happened with it?
There's a case coming towards the Supreme Court right?
Yeah, I'm familiar about the case, but I wasn't.
Yeah, okay. They're hearing it. They're going to discuss it next month, right? And the Attorney General of New York sent a letter to the Supreme Court, an official document that he put in for that case to say to dismiss it because they are protecting the citizens of New York. You know, so it's mute. They don't need to hear it because because you got to show cause is what it's all about, and you know that's their as a state that's their right to for the safety of the citizens of the state of New York, and it's not affecting your Second Amendment rights. You can still own a firearm, you know, so.
Hopefully they don't drop it then, because I'm upset about the whole insurance thing, and I think I'm more likely to need it than a lot of other people. So, what encouraged me to buy it is some of my neighbors, to be honest with you. It's been so close a few times that I figured it would be a good thing to have, and obviously they stripped it away. When I had it, I assume like most other people, I didn't think I was in a cloak of, invisibility or something. You can do whatever the hell I wanted. It's not a game I want to play. It's worst case scenario. So I don't see how it helps the citizens. If anything, I see it as the opposite, where it helps, what would be the victim. Helps them go broke and sit in jail for standing up for yourself. But that seems to be the New York way of life here. So, or so they want you to think.
Yeah. Oh, talking about New York, totally nothing to do with guns, totally off topic. It just made me think. Did you know what's his name's left New York and moved to Florida?
Trump?
No. Orange County Choppers.
Oh, really?
What's his name?
Paul Tuttle?
Yeah, Paul Tuttle Sr. He's left New York and he's moved to Florida permanently. Yeah. So I just thought I'd throw that out there. I see, because years ago, when I first started YouTube, I subscribed to that Orange County Choppers YouTube channel. And the other day, something popped up and I got notified. They put out a video. So I clicked on it, and that's where he's moved to St. Petersburg, Florida, and he's opening a big restaurant with some partner. So that's what made me think. Sorry, I'm totally off topic, but that's how I found that out.
Oh, I thought he'd moved down, set up shop near Daytona or something.
No, well, he's still gonna do bikes. He's doing them down in St. Petersburg. And this restaurant, I mean, it's almost the same thing he done out there in New York. Is this big old restaurant he's doing is going to be on the side of the building. You know what I'm saying? So he's still going to be making motorcycles. But that's what this YouTube. I mean, look it up. I mean, it's on a YouTube video. Anyway, sorry, got totally off topic. I do apologize. So let's get back to where we were. Where were we? Oh yeah, New York. I never knew what was great about it anyway. I never thought much of New York. I mean, upstate New York ain't too bad. I guess it's countrified.
Country fried.
Yeah,
New York City. The state is freaking gorgeous. You got all different types of features, this and that. They say it's, some of the greenest in North America. it's a nice place for outdoors in the summer, and if you're into winter sports as well, it can be a blessing. So, depending on where you're at or whatnot, but it's the politics, it's the
you do it.
taxes. The politics and taxes kill it. Honestly, so if it wasn't for that, I think a lot more people would focus towards New York, just due to the nature, I guess, the land. So, I mean, when I've traveled other places and shown people pictures or anything like that, people are always shocked of how, like, my backyard. They're like, "Oh my God, it's so green!" Like,
oh yeah,
there's dust balls rolling everywhere. Like, heading out west was depressing, man.
Yeah, I know, when you say New York, the first picture everybody gets in their head is New York City.
Right, and that's like a dirty word upstate or whatever, because it shorts the whole rest of the state. I mean, that's it's almost not even part of the state in a sense. It's such a small aspect of it. There's a lot of places there's more cows than people. It's just what it is. Farms for miles, corn grown, all types of stuff, orchards, berry farms,
natural Sasquatch.
Yeah. Well, there's literally, there's pretty much a little bit of everything. So, I mean, I don't know. It's nice, except for, like I said, for the politics and taxes. So, like you were stating, with Cuomo going, my biggest concern, great, who's taking over, because I don't know. I assume it's like this everywhere, but especially in New York, it's like a tight-knit little mafia group thing going on. Like, everybody knows he's dirty and stuff. Nobody does anything about it. I've never known anybody to vote for the guy, but he always gets a job. So, I don't think we're going to get anything better. We're just going to get a new face, more than likely.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. As Rich White says, Rob says New York is a good place to see Bigfoot eat potato chips. That's what Rich White says. So there you go. You heard it from New York.
Rich White from CNN.
Rich White from West Virginia. The home of every monster there is.
The 1%er.
But anyway, West Virginia's not I know everybody says West Virginia is bad, but it's like New York. I.e., I'm talking about the country. There's a lot of beautiful country in West Virginia. I mean, whether there's any jobs there is another question. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of coal mines there, but yeah, you go out in the country, it's quite nice there. So.
You know what I saw on that show today, Rick?
What?
Out in the mountain range, there's 2 mountain ranges that stretch the length down through Washington and Oregon. They said that's 68,000 square miles totally uninhabited.
Oh,
you can easily have thousands of Bigfoots there, and you'd never see one.
I know.
That'd be like one Bigfoot every 34 square miles of uninhabited land.
Yeah. So. Now, I was talking about that. Go up into Maine, right? Maine has the largest forest on the East Coast now. You can go to that forest up there in Maine, and you can walk 3 days in the forest without seeing a goddamn single person. That's good Bigfoot country too. So,
you guys ever see the show with Nick Dodge there in Washington?
Yes.
And how he happens to know where everybody lives that lives in that place that nobody lives.
Yeah.
And he stashes all his stuff. I used to watch that.
Oh yeah, I watched it. He sort of lives inside old. He's got homes spread all over the place where he can sleep if he gets caught out.
No, he just doesn't have a house. He just lives out in the dirt. And
stuff. But
it's just funny where
he made homes inside hollow out tree trunks and shit like that.
Yeah, he lived wherever, but. Yeah. It's just funny where he tracks down these hikers and scares them and beats on sticks and all that fun stuff. But
yeah.
It's all
you
fun
he
and
knows where
games
they all
until somebody gets
People
shot.
like him give it a bad name, you know. Yeah. Every state in the union has Sasquatch in it of some sort, you know. So there we go.
Most countries of the world also.
Because a lot of times they're so well camouflaged, they don't need a lot of woods to hide in. You know, so
I'm trying my best not to make an ex-wife joke.
So yeah, you know. Anyway, let's get back on to. Oh, did you see that? Was it on MNSBC, one of them TV channels? Some host said, "What's her name? Is it Bobart, the representative from Colorado, the woman who's a big Second Amendment woman?" They done a Zoom. Their committee done a Zoom meeting, and she had guns behind her on the wall.
I've heard a little about that.
Yeah,
apparently she has young children in the house or whatnot, and everybody's making a big deal out of it.
But she looked like Osama bin Laden.
Yes, that's it. And she said,
yeah,
he made her look like she was bin Laden because that's what he used to do. I thought, you stupid motherfucker. You know
what she needs?
What?
A New York made gun rack for that AR in the background.
Well, make her want to say it.
I'm working on it.
Yeah. So that's what she needs. Yeah. I mean, I don't see where the problem is. It all goes back to, I mean, we know what it's all about. Control is the bottom line. But a lot of people who don't like guns, the anti-gunners, is because they don't like them. They think we shouldn't have them because they don't like them. I don't care. I mean, if you don't want to own a gun, that's fine with me, but don't stop me from having one. Is all is all I want to say. But here's something that's really going to get you all going. Was it a podcast I was listening to? I can't remember. But the problem with today, right, is the Libertarian Party. Libertarians. That's why the Democrats get away with so much, right? Because the Libertarians, so long as it doesn't bother me, it's okay. Let it happen. Let you be you, or whatever that saying is. And that is the problem. Libertarians don't make a stand for anything. They want everything to be kumbaya all the time. And that is what the problem is. You need to make a stand and stick to your convictions. If you want to be this, that's fine. Go for it. We don't care. The Democrats put some bill up there. The ones who there's no actually per se libertarian representative anyway, is there? Because they all hide under between an R or a D because a libertarian can't get voted in. And so the ones that are leaning libertarian, they're the ones that, waffle. Oh, yeah, let them do it. It's okay. It doesn't, affect that much. It's not that bad. Yeah, a bunch of bullshit. Sorry, I don't have time for libertarians. I'm sorry. Or Democrats. So,
or half the Republicans either. So that's not just one little group that does that.
So. Oh, DJ Play Nice says the founding fathers were libertarians. It was the Libertarian Party of today is not what it was when the founding fathers put it all together.
And also, they had founding principles that a lot of guys don't have now. I don't know much about the Libertarians because I don't pay attention to it.
They got no principles. That's the problem.
If you follow principles, it doesn't matter what side you're on. I mean, you can have people with different points of view, but that if you hate the country and hate what we are and want somebody to control you, then that's a little different than a founding principle. I mean, you can have different variants, but I don't know. It's too beautiful of a day for me to worry about that today.
Yeah. Oh, I'm with Rich White. He doesn't like broccoli. Neither do I.
It's the devil.
Nasty. You guys are horrible. Horrible. Broccoli's great, and it's a great excuse to use cheese.
It looks
like a little broccoli, melted cheese. Oh man.
Broccoli looks
Throw
just
that
like
on a baked potato with some sour cream and some bacon. A little bit of more cheese. Can't have too much cheese.
How long does it take to cook do a potato in the microwave?
3 minutes.
No, depends on
the size of the potato.
You got to poke holes in it with a fork.
Yeah.
And put it in for like 4 minutes to check it out, and if it ain't good, put it in another 4 minutes.
Okay. I don't know. You're talking about that, and I got some cream, some sour cream or whatever. I'm thinking a baked potato sounds kind of nice.
Yeah, make sure you put the fork holes in it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I confused somebody.
Baked potatoes.
I think I confused somebody the other day. I was talking about baked potatoes, and I used the English word for them, and they're looking at me. They go, "What are you talking about?" No, I called it a jacket potato.
Oh,
a jacket potato.
Yeah,
because the skin gets all loose on them.
Yeah, because the skin's on it, and that's a jacket behind.
Mm-hmm. Do you wrap them? I mean, like with a wet paper towel or something. That's usually what I do if I do that microwave thing. Do you wrap them up and then like a damp?
Well, that's how I would do it. I'd wrap them up in a paper towel or something and put them in there. So how would you do it, Jason?
I've got a bag thing.
Get it nice and wet. Put holes in it.
You don't wrap it in anything. You just stick it in there.
Yeah, you can wrap it in a wet paper towel. I've done it both ways. Just throw them in there and check them out. If they're not soft yet, then just keep microwaving. It would take you like a half hour to over microwave a potato. If it doesn't explode, just keep on going.
Make sure you poke those holes.
I will poke the holes. I will stab it to death.
And if not, you want to make sure you wrap it up in a paper towel.
Yeah. I've heard people actually catching them on fire in a microwave. They
sell a little bag. I can't find mine. I'm looking for it now. It's washable, so it could be in the laundry, but it's like a little red bag thing that they sell, and it's made just for that, for throwing potatoes in the microwave. And it speeds them up a lot quicker.
That doesn't help me this afternoon after this show, does it?
Well, maybe not, but I'm just saying you can keep an eye out for it. Yeah. It's cheap, but it works, and it helps cook them a lot quicker. You don't have to wrap it or anything. You just literally toss them in the bag. You can fit 3, maybe 4 in the bag, throw it in the microwave, and they're done in 3-4 minutes or something.
It's not an open. Rich White says, I'm going to make a microwave baked potato and an open-faced grilled cheese. No. We've had this discussion before. I don't understand how you guys can't understand the difference between a grilled piece of bread on a grilled cheese sandwich and a piece of toast. It's two different things. Yes, the main
I think you have to show us
as a white slice of bread, but there is a difference.
Rick, I suggest you do a video, one of each, and put them together and show the difference. I think you should do that.
Country and Western.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, that's not a bad idea, though, Rich. Make some cheese on toast, to go along with my baked potato. So
Now, if I haven't done this because I don't do them in the microwave very much, if you load it up with the like sea salt or the kosher salt on the outside, does it do the same as if you were baking them or anything, or does it just fall out?
Couldn't tell you.
Rick, you ever had twice baked potatoes?
Yes. I never made them, but I've had them before.
There you go, Rick.
Yeah.
It's called Potato Express.
Yes, I saw that. Potato
Pop on
Express.
Google and grab one of those. They work pretty well. It's got a little chart and everything to tell you.
How long does it say? How long does it say to cook a potato?
One potato, depending on your wattage, is 2 to 3 minutes.
Okay.
So
Made in China.
I think it's one of them as seen on TV things.
Yeah.
I don't know where it's made, but Potato Express. Oh shit! Yeah.
Next to the Ginsu.
China.
Made in China?
Right on the bottom, yeah, the very last line, made in China.
Yeah, there you go.
It works Republic. Well and quick, especially for one person, or if you're by yourself or something like that.
Yeah.
Man, you can make a lot of cool stuff.
It's not a bad idea, actually. So I might have to look for one of those. So, yeah. Alrighty. Oh, look at the time. We ain't even talked about much, and it's 4:00 already.
Do you have your giveaway today, or is that next week?
DJ Play Nice says libertarians respect gun rights for the most part, in my experience. Yeah, they do because they only do because it comes down to that you do you thing. Which some of their things I agree with, but a lot of them I don't. I have principles. A libertarian doesn't seem to, in my opinion. But anyway, I'm not going there. So, all right. What you call it? Real quick, I want to do the answer to my quiz for the last 2 weeks. Everybody's had 2 weeks to answer it. And believe it or not, I only got 2 entries. And that is really disappointing. And
was it John Rambo?
No. And anyway, let me get the question. Where is it? I lost it. There's somebody, one of the people that put it in. I know he put it in the emails in his real name. Okay, I know who it is now. Okay, I was just looking. I was trying to figure out who it was. I didn't want to. I put it in his real name, but I know his screen name now, so we're good. So anyway, the question is, I wanted to know across American military, across all the services, who has been awarded the most Purple Hearts. And it's Staff Sergeant Albert L. Ireland, Marine Corps. And during his 12 years of service, spanning 2 wars from 41 to 53, he was wounded a total of 9 times.
Dang.
So that was the answer. So let me get my little random picker here and see who my winner is. And it's Native Gun. He hasn't entered one in a long time. That's you're too late, Patriot, with your answer. You had to be in by lunchtime. You just heard it say you got mail. That was yours. Oh, he gave out the winner as you send yours in. So you're disqualified.
So Rick,
you didn't see the clock.
Yeah, that is a good excuse.
Yeah. So Native Gun is the winner. Well, there we go. I don't know if he's in here today. I haven't seen him.
So,
And
old boy
besides,
got
Rick
9.
doesn't eat lunch until after the show anyway.
You know.
So, old boy got 9 Purple Hearts. Is that what you say?
Yep.
That is one tough son of a bitch right there. One
Yep.
fine American. See, I bet after 5-6 times, I bet if you just shoot him, you do nothing but piss him off.
Yeah.
Don't shoot him, you might piss him off.
You know, I mean, I don't know what wounds he got, you know, but, and I'm not saying today's military are not tough or whatever, but I bet in some of those wounds that he got, they would have got you medically retired today, you know, but I guess because a war was going on, they'd send you back in, you know, so.
Well, it shows he wasn't no quitter, was he?
Yeah. Okay. Now my question, you got 2 weeks to answer this. It's mail in only. Right? I said until things get back to some normality where I can get swag given to me by people and places I go. I'm cutting it down to every 2 weeks to keep my supply going. So the question is, you ready for this one? Now, I reckon it's going to be a hard one. I want to know who invented the first modern fragmentation grenade. The first modern fragmentation grenade. You know?
Must have been some damn red-coated Englishman.
Well, I'll give you a clue. You were right on the Englishman.
See, I know it.
Yeah. So email me at rickslife at gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. You got 2 weeks to get it into me. So what's today, the 27th? So you got until noon on the 13th of March to get it into me. So there we go. Okay, where were we? What were we discussing before we went into the prizes there? You know?
I'll look up that trivia question. Hell, I might be related to him, too.
Yeah, you might be. I got to take my cat to the vet. I said I've got to anyway because of his diabetic. Before they will give me another prescription for his insulin, they want to see him because they haven't seen him for 18 months. So I haven't taken him due to the COVID thing, you know. Not that I was afraid of getting COVID or giving them COVID. I didn't think they were open, to be honest with you. But I have to call them up, make an appointment, get in there. But I've noticed maybe he's always been this way. But for some reason I noticed, you know how a cat's eyes are colored, then they got during the daytime, then they got that little sort of slit, and their eyes get bigger as it gets darker because they can see it. That's how they see at night. His eyes seem to be large even during the daytime now. That must be a sign of something.
Did you get different glasses?
So that's why I'm going to take him to the vets. You know, it might be a sign that something's wrong with him, and I don't know what that sign is. You know, the vet might know. So I'm worried. You know, it makes me wonder because if if your eyes open, like that's like when you go to the eye doctor now and they put them drops in to make your eye go big, and your eye is sensitive to light into it, they shrink again. So I'm worried about it. He's getting old.
He's just scoping you out, man, plotting against you.
You have one of them pet lasers, by any chance? The little cheap lasers you can find in a toy aisle.
Yeah.
I'd say, maybe play around with that and try to do it like a circle to the right, circle to the right, circle to the left, circle to the left. See if the cat's following it, because they could, might, like you're saying, it might have an issue or something. But if you're really concerned, you can try to see if, the cat's having a blind spot or this or that. That way, when you go, you have a better diagnosis. And
I noticed
help a little bit.
I mean, he jumped on the bed last night, and I'm laying there, right? And I put my hand out and touch him, and he goddamn bites my hand. That son of a bitch. He's getting mean in his old age.
Comes my cats now.
I've had 3 different animals go blind on me. All right, in my lifetime. Tell you this, if they're gonna go blind, you'll notice it. They'll walk into things.
Well, he's not doing
like
that.
You would, and they'll struggle and like turn around and only go like one direction. If they spin around all the time, and you'll notice if something's wrong in their behavior.
Yeah. I see. Yeah, that's why I got one of those, Rob. I'll have to dig it out.
Okay.
What?
Yeah, you can play around with it. With my one cat, we could tell she's got an issue with her eye. When we took her to the vet initially, she checked out fine. I forgot what it was, but she's got something. So basically, there's not much you can do unless you want to have eye surgery on a cat. So I can't recall what it is, but it's just in the one eye. So.
Yeah, Rick White says it's not good if your cat's eyes are dilated like that. That's what I'm worried about. Because I know when I have mine done, I have to wear sunglasses, until they shrink back down to normal size.
Well, does she run from bright lights or anything? I mean, if you turn on a light or something, does he?
He's sleeping most of the time. He doesn't. Most of the time, he will sleep like at nighttime when I'm in the living room there and I got the TV going and the kitchen lights on and stuff. Normally, once it gets dark, well, most of the day, 18 hours of the day, he sleeps. But he's most cats, he's more active at night than any other time. No matter, I can wake up at any time and he's up and moving around. And he doesn't do that during the day. Very rare do I see him during the daytime.
I was just wondering if you were like in the kitchen or something and he was in there and you turn the light on, if it really messes with him.
Well, it doesn't seem to, but I don't know. And be honest with you, I've never really noticed if that's is normal for him. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember looking at his. I don't remember seeing his eyes look like that. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I want to look at him again. Maybe
he's just really hungry and looking you up.
Could be.
He's looking like a big turkey leg.
Yeah. Oh, all my all those butterfly stitches that he put on my leg. Where I had my surgery. The last half dozen came off this morning in the shower. You've got mail. But I noticed that towards the front, when I say the front of my body, because it went from the sort of like my groin almost all the way to my ass. I showed you the thing when they first done it with the staples in it. The front part, because I said those 6 were stuck on there because it looked like it had a bunch of dried blood, and that where he cut me, the stick, it broke open a little. So what I'm saying, at the first sort of like 4 inches, I'm going to have a wider scar than the rest of it because where the skin split apart. I've noticed that when I was looking in the mirror. And that is a horrible sight, looking at me standing there naked, looking at that scar. It's an ugly sight to look at. Not the scar looking at me with no clothes on.
That's not what that nurse thought.
No, I know. So But I got a doctor's appointment on Tuesday, my normal primary care doctor. I'm going to ask him to have a look at it to make sure everything, because where I said where it's that first 4 inches where it's like split apart, it's sort of red around the edges, but it doesn't hurt or anything at all to touch it. But so I want to make sure that's not something happening to it, So I'll get in to look at it on Tuesday when I go. But besides that, I'm doing great. As I said, I'm walking around the kitchen or walking around the house, just holding the cane. I'm holding the cane up. It's not even touching the floor. And I'm walking around the house. The only reason I'm walking with it is just in case I, feel like I'm going to fall, I can put it down and steady myself. So, but I do notice when I do a lot of stuff, walking and like the exercise, and it says do 10 of them, twice a day. Well, I'll do 20 of them twice a day. I'm overdoing it, and at night my leg aches so much. The muscles do, where I've been using them, where I'm walking and stuff, and so normally, if I go to bed late, like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I get out of the recliner, I have to grab my walker to go to the bedroom because my leg aches that much, But besides that, everything's great. Oh, I'm even getting into the truck without using the stool. I put my left foot I got the running board. I put my left foot on the running board. Mind you, I have to grab hold of the steering wheel. I hope it never breaks. It's I grab hold of the steering wheel and grab hold of the. I don't have one of those grip things on the driver's side, so I grab hold of the steering wheel and I grab a sort of like a handful of seat. The upright of the back of my driver's seat. I grab a handful of that and I pull myself up and put my left leg in the thing and slide in the truck like you're meant to. I haven't been able to do that in years.
That's good. Hey, Rick, you got like a late 90s F-150, right?
Yeah.
If you get somebody to do it or you do it yourself, go to the junkyard or maybe go on the internet. If you just go get the windshield pillar plastic there for a like 2000 truck, a 2001, 2003, 2004, you can get a handle on the driver's side. Because I put my truck didn't come with one, and I picked one up at the junkyard, same color, same everything, and bolted in the other side.
I mean, it's strange that the passenger side comes with one, but the driver's side doesn't.
Yeah, I think
the only thing that's different is like your passenger side has like a curved look to it, and the one you go get is kind of squared. But it's kind of different. But at least it gives you something to hang on to without pulling on the steering wheel or the door.
But it will bolt on to the frame there and around the door.
It's from the factory. I mean, you go to the junkyard and go.
I think I refer to those as oh shit handles, and I think that's why they don't put it on driver, because usually the driver is making everybody say oh shit. But it would make sense to throw it in so you can, for other people to get in and out to make it easier. So I honestly think it probably should be a standard thing, but that's probably one of those things the accountants marked off that they could get away with to save an extra, half a pound and $5 or something.
It keeps the wear and tear off pulling on your steering wheel like that, and you're putting your weight on your door hinges like that. Mine's up a few inches above. Mine's cranked up in the front, and it's just a taller model to begin with. I gotta climb to get up in mine too.
Well, yeah, so, I mean, mine's a 4-wheel drive, so it sits high anyway.
Yeah,
and luckily I bought aftermarket like floorboards type thing. They're
floorboards
with a black. They got a black thing in the middle, but they're chrome, and they bolt underneath the truck.
Yeah, I need some of those. Yeah, running boards.
Running boards. So I put those on to make it easier for me to get in. As I was saying, I put my left foot on that, then I'm having to grab hold of the steering wheel to pull myself up. Still, I mean, I haven't been able to not do. Before I used to be able to, but I haven't got to do it yet without grabbing hold of the steering wheel. So I'm working on it. But I would love to have one of them handles where I could just grab it and pull onto that, and that way I'll be just pulling onto the goddamn frame of the truck. So I'm going to look into that, Jason.
Yeah, I think it might be 2000 or any of those newer. And then they switched bodies in like 2004. So anything in the 2003, it has a little, but it'll have a little bracket of its own, but it's made to shape. I mean, the frame of the truck never changed. You know what I mean? They just added a handle on one side.
So I just got to, so I would have to drill a hole through the plastic and then through the metal frame.
No, you get a whole new plastic, and the handle will be made with it, and it'll have a way to bolt it.
Oh, okay.
Just get the whole assembly and the whole side, and like my interior is gray, and
mine is too.
I just got a gray one and went right in. And like I said, the only problem is the one I put in on the driver's side. It's a little square, but the one's like curved on the other side, but. It's the only choice you had. If it bothered you, you could just go get a newer one on the other side and make it square.
That doesn't bother me. I just need something to get hold of. I don't care what it looks like. So.
Well, shit, just go get a grab bar from the hardware store and bolt that shit through the roof. Put a little silicone on it.
These Fords, like I got the sport model with the off-road package before they ever had FX4. My truck sits up high, and the 4x4s, if it's all how you crank the torsion bars in the front, how tall the truck is, they set up a little higher than like the Chevys and stuff. Like even I open up the door, I kind of like fall out of the truck. You know what I mean? I just like slide. It's a drop. My feet are.
Oh yeah, mine's
it's a jump. It's like jumping out of the truck, climbing in. Yeah.
Yeah, if I open the door and put my left foot out, it does not touch the ground. I sort of slide off the seat. I must drop 4 or 5 inches before I touch the ground.
Yeah, mine's like jumping in and out.
Yeah. But anyway, all we're doing here is just wasting time here, guys. We're wasting air time. People are sitting in the chat, just listening to us ramble on. You got any other topics, or should we wind it up? I guess we're going to wind it up then. So, Jason, you got any plugs or shout-outs?
No. I just shout out some other people. Check out Rich White tonight on his wrestling chat, and G23 is usually doing a show here this afternoon. So everybody just hang out with your Saturday on the internet. Thanks for having me. Good to talk to y'all.
Yeah. So, all right. New York Outcast, you got any shout outs or plugs?
Just, obviously, if you're not familiar with the panelists, go check them out. Other than that, thanks for joining us. If it's nice out, go outside and do something. Get some fresh air and eat a salad. Take care of people.
Yeah, all right. Hey, talking about Rich White in West Virginia, on the streaming service Discovery Plus, I got it free for 6 months from Verizon. They have a brand new season of Mountain Monsters, and they're based in West Virginia. They're up in Tigard County or something. I think that was pronounced after a thing called the Smoke Wolf. Rich, meant to be a big thing. Got red glowing eyes. Stands about 5 feet tall. Mean son of a bitch, and they're trying to find it. So West Virginia's got it all. Any creature that in the United States, 90% of them come from West Virginia.
I had somebody's Uncle Bobby that worked in the mines and went a little nutty.
Yeah. But I mean, Rich White did make a good point, because Mothman comes from West Virginia, right? He's never been sighted again since Yankee moved to the West Coast. You know, because Yankee was originally from West Virginia. I think he originally moved to Oregon from West Virginia, so Mothman hasn't been seen since he left the state. So, oh, so anyway, little humor there. So, didn't seem to go down too well, but that's okay. Yeah.
So maybe a lot of people don't know what the Mothman is. So maybe that's it.
Maybe that's it. I thought everybody knew who the Mothman was. You know, in West Virginia, Mount Pleasant is where it all happened. Meant to be a man with big red eyes, and he flies. And normally when he shows up, normally if he shows up, and there was some big disaster on a bridge or something.
Yeah, bear in bed. Bad omens or something.
I think 46 people died when the bridge collapsed or something like that. You know, yeah. Oh, yeah, Rich White said Yankee is from Point Pleasant, where the Mothman sightings were. See, and he left, and he's never been seen since. So,
see, Yankee was wearing his Batman cape for Halloween, and he was all mad. He went out and he loosened all the bolts on the bridge, and that's what happened.
Yeah, I was going to say a half-dressed guy streaking through the neighborhood. I don't know if that would qualify as Mothman.
Yeah, so anyway, I was just saying West Virginia has the most creatures, cryptid creatures than anywhere else in the country. You know, for such a small little state, it's got a lot of creatures. You know, yeah. So it's the smoke wolf we're after now. So
it's the melting pot of paranormal.
Yeah, it is. It is. So must be something in the water, I guess, in the state. You know. Anyway, Patriot, you got any shout outs or plugs?
No, just thanks for having me. Thanks for doing a great show. We love having this on Saturdays, kind of at the perfect time. Just go outside and enjoy the weather if it's beautiful, and if it's not, go out and enjoy it anyway.
Yeah.
What else you got to do at Saturday? You know you ain't got no damn job. No. Wait,
yeah.
That's Friday.
Let's have a look. It's
Is it nice out?
Believe it or not, here in southern Indiana, it's 55 degrees. You know?
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be in the 40s today.
So there
That's
we go.
That's a mess outside, but hey, it's nice.
I mean, I barbecue all year round, but 55 is a night. You can stand out there while you grill it. Normally, what I'll do in the wintertime when it's really cold is I'll throw the stuff on and run back in. Because it's only right. I mean, I got it sitting right next to I could actually barbecue without even stepping out of. Rephrase that. If I didn't have I have about an 8-foot step from my back door to the concrete carport floor. And if I didn't have such a big step, I could reach my barbecue from my back door. I wouldn't even have to go outside, you know? So in the wintertime, I just put it on there, step back in, wait a few minutes, go back out. If it's burgers, just flip them again. You know, that's how I do. Keep going in and out of the house. But when it's 55, you can stand out there and grill them while you're out there. You know. So normally, what I do is I'll pull out my big chair, sit down. You know, and normally what I do is I'm a big reader. I read books. I mean, I read anything from Western to science fiction, you know. So I'll sit there and read a book while I'm barbecuing. So, you know. Anyway, That's where I find all these good questions at. You know? No, I just think of something and type it into Google and see what pops up. And then that's how I get my question. So, all right. What are you laughing at?
Nothing. Sounds good. I mean, I think I want to go out, and I think I got a little snow on the deck though, still piled up. So I think that's what I'll do today is grill out because Rick said it was nice out.
Okay, now you sent me another email for the quiz, right? That's the new quiz, right?
Yeah.
By the way, I just want to let you know for you because I'm giving you a chance.
That's a right one.
Put another entry in because you got it wrong.
Yeah, well, that's a rifled one. I didn't listen to the full question.
Okay, but I do have an entry already.
He's already jumping in.
I do have an entry already, which is with the correct answer too. So there we go. So somebody see it's.
Ooh, the pressure's on.
Yeah, the pressure's on when you have a correct. I have a winner and nobody else answers. You know. And there's 2 patches in here, I believe, and stickers and U.S. Firearms Museum tour book. That I believe G-Web's printed a whole bunch of them about gun museums around the country. That's in there too. So it was a good prize. So
Rick, you read like real books, like with real pages and stuff?
Yes.
Okay. I might send you some.
Plus, I read real books. Plus, I like when I'm driving.
That's a bad question, ain't it?
When I'm driving, I'll listen to Audible books when I'm driving. You know, even like going the 4 miles down to Deb's Diner, I'll get an Audible book going. You know, right now I'm listening to a special agent Pentagast story. That's what I'm listening to right now in the car. So,
God save the Queen.
You know, Special Agent Pentagast is an American FBI agent. You know, so.
And they have books on any topic, really. So if anybody's interested, it is decent because you can kind of learn while you're doing something.
Oh yeah,
depending what you're into.
Oh yeah.
Now, speaking of that, you should check out that new series that's out there right now.
What new series?
The one I'm putting out.
Oh
it's just like somebody's reading to you.
That's right.
I got a complaint that the voice was too bassy, and so if you speed it up from about 60% to about 85%, it sounds like Ben Shapiro. Which is really funny. It was kind of just an odd thing.
I've heard people talk about speeding up YouTube videos or something. How do you do it?
I don't. I think it's in your playback settings. I do mine on an app, but in the thing there must be a times one or whatever.
I've heard people talk about it, but I've never seen. I don't know. I've never done it. I don't know how. You know,
if you're on a computer, it's like the lower right corner of your screen, above the thumbs and all that. Like when you cross over your screen, you'll see some options over there where you can blow up the picture or whatever. One of those is your speed one. I forgot what it's called now, but you can basically just put your cursor over it and it should tell you, I think. And you can click on that to speed it up, or I think speed up, slow down, or whatever. So.
Oh, okay. Oh, I appreciate it. So, okay. So we're calling it quits, and I appreciate everybody who stopped by in the chat today on a Saturday afternoon. Go out there and have some fun. I've decided also next week, the weather's meant, I think middle of the week, we're meant to be out in the 60s here. And I'm actually going to take some of my ammo and I'm going to go shooting. I'm going to take my 1911 and some 45, and I'm going to take my 380 because I haven't shot that in a long time. That's my carry gun. You know, I've got enough primers to reload 300 more 380. So I'm going to go shoot maybe 25, 30 rounds of 380, and then I'll shoot some. And with that heavy, I might not even take the 45. I got 45 Colt. The 45 Colt and the 1911 are, you know, all metal guns, so they're heavy. So shooting a 45 doesn't hurt my hands as much as, you know, shooting like when I shoot my M&P 45. It would shoot a magazine and my hands would be hurting. But shooting the heavy, that's made out of polymer, but shooting an all metal gun because it soaks up the recoil better, I can shoot a 45 a bit longer.
I think you should take the 45 to have fun with, and your 380 that you carry. You get a few magazines with that 380, and then finish off with your 45 because you got plenty of ammo. In a sense.
45. I carried a 45 for years, so I've got
make it a focus trip, not a going to screw around and playing with a jamming gun or ammo that don't work right with your other gun.
What else I'm going to take?
Have a good day.
What else I'm going to take is my Lever Action 22 because I haven't shot it since I swapped it with my cousin. So I'm going to take that and practice with that too. Because I got thousands of rounds of 22 as well. So hell with it. I'm going to go shoot it. So, you know, be damned with it. I'm going to shoot. You know, why have this stuff if you're not going to use it?
And then end the day off with a nice barbecue.
Absolutely.
I think I could do it.
Absolutely. You know. Oh. All right, guys. I am out of here. So I want to say thank you for being here, guys, in the chat. And I'll be back on Wednesday at 7 p.m. And we got a question for that chat, too. So, which I think is appropriate for the disability chat. So, if everybody's got any questions they want to ask on the Wednesday chat, send them in to me. Or any regular questions for the Saturday chat, send them in to me. Any help with topics is always appreciated. All right, let me hit my button here for shutting this down. So thanks, everybody, for being here. I really do appreciate it. And I'll see you all on Wednesday. So good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Bye, everybody.
Bye, Sabrina. Thanks, Rick.
Keep it salty.